when we heed a certain call, when the world must come.
Morning, and we are going to be dealing on a very interesting topic. We started it last week talking about staying power, and during the religious segment we were talking about love. On Sunday was St. Valentine's Day celebration, and a lot of persons went all out to celebrate. But at least some people have different ways of celebrating. Some stayed all throughout the night. I don't know the kind of love yet. All right. So different people have their ways of celebrating. But this morning we'll be looking at within the family confines and other areas of the staying power. And we have some special guests this morning. We're looking at it from both angles. We have the chief, and will be telling us about this love, the way it was and what it is right now. And we have Chief Gaius Agbogun, the Obawase of Benin, Ako Onyanya, aka Onyanya. I didn't get this right. Okay, you're welcome, Chief.
Thank you very much. And
we have our very dear own, our beloved sister, Pastor Rachel Spain. Good morning, madam.
Thank you. Good morning.
Okay. All right, talking about staying power, we started from last week. Let me just rephrase it. Staying power is all about people starting a relationship and still staying despite challenges that they encounter. And we're talking, how can somebody stay? After this, the recent report says Edo and Delta have the highest rate of divorce. The rate is like I don't know how content or as the report, whether it's a genuine report that the rate of divorce in our parts, this our southern region is very. I don't know about the state of that report, but it's like I saw it. We're looking at how do you stay in a relationship and a marriage despite what you're going through. Okay, let's start again. Staying power.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me buttress what you just said. I think I was in a seminar of Valentine's Day, and there was a lawyer's wife in that seminar. We both anchored it together. And she said that in the chamber of her husband presently, the cases of divorce are so much that even the lawyers are like, where do we, it keep piling up. Well, back to staying power. I'm proud to be an African woman. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. I'm proud to be an Edo woman. The reason why I'm bringing all of this is tracing history, and even up till date, our women are known to be women who have this power to stay. And I think we should maintain it. Because if we are now hearing that the rate of divorce is getting so high, it's even so high in Edo Delta, then we have to look inward, because something certainly is wrong. So we are actually supposed to have this thing in excess. Okay, before I go on, what is staying power, by the way? Is the ability to stay put.
Like rightly said.
To stay put despite all the trendy weather.
Odd situation.
Weather odd, weather pleasant, weather ability to stay put. But we are beginning to see that we are losing grip on this very good virtue we had from the very beginning. And I beg us, we should go back to the basis.
All right, Chief. Yeah. In those days, we find that most the families, they stay up to 20, 30 years in marriage. Even more than that.
Yes.
I don't know what is happening right now. You see marriages maybe 3 to 4 months. But even the very day.
At times, right inside the wedding arena.
Yes. So can you just tell us what was the cause of making, what was that factor that made women to stay or husbands to stay in their marriages then, and what is happening right now that is causing a lot of divorce?
Yes, thank you very much. Like you said, staying power. Power varies, but we are particular about this kind of marriage powers. There's no way I will stop talking about our old way of life. There is no way I will stop talking about our old ways of life. I remember those days when your father or your parents go to suit for a relationship for you, whether that person is beauty or non-beauty, we say, this is woman, this is the woman I brought for you. You have no option than to stay with them. Whether it is bad, sweet, or any other ugly situation, the father will be there to say, any situation you find yourself, adult to it, I will be there to assist you before the demise of any parents. Very correct. But when you now compare it to this Western time or this modern time, you say, no, they don't they choose husband for person they go. They don't they choose wife for person they go. You see that those ones that they have gone to choose by themselves. Because those days when you go to parents where you want to go and marry from, you'll be going there to know their do and don't, to know how they are living, the kind of character they possess. Before your father will now say, yes, I've chosen this one for you. But this time, people don't say, our modern people now say, I want to go and choose for myself. This is the type of woman I want. Or this is the type of husband I want. You see that before a twinkling of an eye, the relationship is broken. And those days, at times when you get married, if you are just into farming, or into fishing, or into hunting, just common work you are in doing, despite the little you will be gaining from there, that is what from there you will take care of your home. The woman will be contented, the man will be contented with whatever is able to provide for the husband or the wife. But nowadays, especially when you see some other person building mansions, say, that will not be person. Why are you not like that? They will want to be fishing for the greener pasture. So there's no way I will stop talking about our old way of life. Nowadays, when the parent will say, you are not up to the age of getting married, or this girl you are going to marry is not good for you. The character is so hard. The first day I saw her, I know what it will be up to. The child will object to it, They will not say, no, not you go choose for me, which is very, very bad. What the father sit down right inside his parlor and see at the top, even if a child climbs up, yet he can never see it. So I believe that has made the difference.
Now let me come in here. Pastor issues. He talked about character. Is it character that has kept the olden days marriage, or stay put, or is love, or how will you describe it? Is it character that's really kept marriage in the olden days?
Well, character is one major part. It's one major part.
Okay.
And another very strong part is what Chief just talked about. You see, in the olden days, we allow our parents, we allow them have a say when we are choosing who to marry.
Yes.
Even now, the wise ones still allow their parents have a say.
You will say, I will bring my wife for you to see tomorrow.
Now, it's not as if, because right now there's this advocation, I'm grown up, I should be able to have freedom to make my choice. Of course, you should have freedom to make your choice, but after making your choice, bring it to them to examine it.
Yes.
Why? Because he just made a very strong gave a very strong illustration where an adult will sit
right inside his parlor.
See right inside his parlor. He sees far. Even if you climb an iroko tree as a youth, you will see it.
Yeah.
It is still true till date.
Yes.
And so there's no civilization about it.
Wow.
That's why we're having so much problems. So much problems. Somebody comes and say, I'm in love with this girl. Okay, fine. Like a woman told me, the son brought a wife to be to the house. And that afternoon, she was cooking, is it beef now, whatever. And so it was time to eat. And the girl told her would-be husband that, I don't know how to eat beans, so please go to GT to get me fried rice. I'm telling you exactly what happened. And the woman ran to me and said, Marriage counselor, I'm in problem. The lady my son just brought is going to destroy our family. we want to eat beans. She said it's fried rice from GT, and my son went
And
Definitely.
bought it.
to buy it for her. Of course,
What
I
you call that
intervened.
love?
I intervened, and that marriage did not hold. Yes. We call these things, we say no, we are civilized, we are civilized, we are civilized. We are civilized, but it's not helping us. We must go back to the basis.
The grassroots method.
You must go back to the you can't have regard for your would-be father or mother-in-law, even the sisters, your siblings of your husband want to be, and you don't want to see them, and you want to marry into that family. It doesn't work.
Okay. Apart from parents having a say in a relationship, we know we have some conflicts in that direction, because some parents, they have their own personal agenda against some certain tribes.
Yes,
We shouldn't
yes.
forget that. They say, because of what their experience
Yes.
about that people, they will now take it.
They about one person, they not
That's-
generalize
yes,
it.
So most parents, we still have that, apart from the knowledge of the other person. Okay, that's aside. I know last Sunday was St. Valentine's Day, and a lot of celebration. If you go to some areas, it was total lockdown, and people were not moving. And most families, most relationships right now, especially within the marriage confines, they're having problems, because some of the women are saying, "You didn't appreciate me. There was nothing you gave to me on that day," and there's a bone of contention right now in the house. So what do you have to say concerning that?
Okay, I have issues in my hand now that have to do with this. Even last night I slept late trying to, because one of the husbands just packed load and ran away, leaving the wife and newborn baby in the house as we speak. The other one also is at the verge of running away, the man. And one thing I've come to discover, the one whose husband ran away, they met online. They met through Facebook. The other one whose husband is about running away, they dated for 1 month and they got married.
Automatic marriage.
So these are some little things where we keep shouting, we keep saying, please, let's have these things right. Marriage is beautiful. Marriage is one of the most beautiful institutions God have created. So for us to be able to have it right, for us to be able to, to avoid all this rancor that we are having today in marriages, there must be understanding. I always tell younger ones, you're married to this guy, you're married to this girl. Do you really know this person? And that's what he was equally emphasizing. The parents are going to ask, what are they trying to do? To know
To investigate,
very well.
to find out.
The person, their son or daughter, is about to marry. But now, what do we see? We just see a girl with open teeth or with straight legs. Oh, I think she's the one that I want.
Yes.
Or you just see a guy with strong car, with belts, with leather belt shoe, and oh my God,
And
this
with
is
all
it.
the swag.
With all this swag. These things are important, but we must
love
allow.
it.
We must put. We must learn to put round square in round hole.
Let me take you to my gift items. I ask a question that gift problem is giving problems in some home. That my husband doesn't love me during the St. Valentine's Day. He didn't even
Supposed to
celebrate me.
appreciate.
He didn't appreciate me. What do you have to say concerning?
You're asking me.
Yes, please.
I always say, is it written or is it ordered? Was it ordained by God that the man must buy gifts? Women should equally buy gifts.
To appreciate their man.
Yes. You see, when you have this mindset, your home will work. I want to marry you as a man. It's not an offense. It's not a criminal offense. Okay, you have now married me. You must buy me gift. You must feed us. You must. And even when I have an issue. A man called me a few days ago, day before yesterday. They built a hostel together. The wife is the one managing the hostel. They earn 1.5 million from that hostel annually.
Yeah.
They have a building, but they've not finished it. They are staying in a rented apartment where they pay 280,000, both light bill and everything, monthly. The man is a contractor. He couldn't get some contract lately, so he asked the wife, and the wife equally work in an institution close to that hostel, and she earns salary. So he asked the wife, please, let's take some money now from this hostel money. It's 1.5 million annually. Let's take about 300,000 to pay our rent. The wife said, which rent? You know that hostel money is for the children's school fees allowance. So I don't have any money to bring out. But you stay in that house with your husband. You can't contribute anything for the rent. You have confiscated even with your salary. That's witchcraft. God help us.
Do you have something to say, Chief?
Yes, I was fortunate to come across the meaning of this Valentine of a thing. That was the name of one man.
Yes,
So many people that are dancing here and there, I want my Valentine gift. They don't even know what the Valentine means. They don't know how come the Valentine situation. Or they just believe when it is Valentine, you are sure of buying me a gift.
Everybody is better.
Like you said, it's reciprocal. You can buy for me, I can buy for you. I can still remember many years back. At times I will not even know that my birthday is so and so date. I will be surprised my wife just buy me either a frame, those days, frame or a card. Say, at times we just buy
What
something
about
good.
she do it now?
He still do.
She do it now.
Yes,
Okay.
she still do it.
That's beautiful.
So it's not really very, very important as that the man must surely buy you a gift to the extent of making you run away from the house. Or classifying it that your husband does not love you. You know, women will continue to ask, are you sure this my husband really love me? Why is he not pampering me? Why is he not helping me to watch? The answer I always give them say, if your husband does not love you, there's nothing stopping from packing your things and throwing them off. It's easy for a man to just say, oh yeah, you can go out of my house. But because he loves you, he will always want you to be there. So it doesn't mean that if your husband doesn't or your boyfriend doesn't buy you gift in this season, that he doesn't love you or is just the poorest person. No. There are many other celebrations. There are many ways husbands can appreciate their wives or their girlfriend. So for a woman to run away or to just continue to insinuate in their mind that their husband is so it's uncalled, should be uncalled for. It's not relevant.
Okay, we have seen in situation that why some women, what you are seeing, why they do that, because maybe as they stay with their spouse, they don't. There's nothing like sharing. There's nothing like even giving them anything. You understand? But with this celebration, they felt
This period
that you should do something. So that's why you see people at this time, they are fighting.
Must it be this Valentine time or must it be Easter time?
Peg, are you asking a question?
No,
I'm
asking to why some people fight at this time. Because you see some homes, they don't do anything. They don't even share even the little thing at home with their family. They don't go out. They work 24 hours. And when it comes to this time of the period, they expect that their spouse or their boyfriend, whatever, will take them out there. That's why they're fighting.
Good. They say, all work and no play, make jacket dog boy. I think a very good time. It must not be this Valentine time to say, okay, let us at times go out. Me, I do it. No matter what we cook at, I say, let us just go out. We do. Normally we go. It's just to appreciate. Maybe it is that time I just decide to appreciate the good thing my wife has been doing for me or my children. It must not be this Valentine time. At least throughout the year, there must be certain time. There must be a day that the man will say, at times you come back from work or you see some good thing you buy for your wife. It must not be Valentine or Easter time or Christmas time, celebration period. So if I give you maybe by June, July, just take it out now your Valentine time, I be that one.
Okay, let me quickly add to what Chief just said. Chief is very correct with what he had just said. But as a way of digression, like he rightly put, this equally not wrong for you to give gifts during Valentine's time, especially to your children. Do you know that there are these little children in school whose friends who are eyeing them? You know, they buy them gifts, they buy them manna, and they're already hypnotizing them. So as a parent, during Valentine, your gift could be special delicacy for the family. Okay. As a woman, you just call your children, hey children, we are making special deal for this Valentine. That is your Valentine gift. And the children are like, wow, this is the gift of all time. You give them all the rice and all the fried, and they're like, so there's nobody that will go one corner and say, I want to give you one gift Valentine, you say, I've taken the mighty Valentine gift in the house, by my parents. Very important. We should make time, for our children and even for our spouse. We should take advantage of occasions like this so that the evil ones will not take advantage of, can't you see, I'm showing you gift. They didn't give you gift at home. You come and take this one, and they become a bait.
But it should not be the extent of a woman leaving the house because of Valentine gift.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts, madam. Chief, before we let you go, how do we get back to this staying power? As the question I asked earlier, that in those days people stay, and despite all, even the man will go and bring like 2 more wives, the woman will still stay. So how do we go back to this?
Yes, one, we must go back to our tradition. I keep saying it. Because when you eat a particular leaf, and you feel all right, maybe in your next year you will still go back to that same leaf and eat it.
Yes, sure.
Then I want to interfere in like the Christian how do they call it? They say counselors in the Christian cycle. Say before you go into marriage, we'll go to counseling. Go for counseling. They still have a role to play. Like what she just said before, that because the would-be wife, or how do you call it, could not cook beans or try to give an option of what they were going to eat at home, then she mentioned, this marriage will not work. How can a woman that just come in give you conditions? So as a counselor, counsel them like that. You cannot go back to the house there and give condition. The laid down principle there. At times, like we traditionally will say, before you get married or immediately after the marriage ceremony has been passed, there are ceremony you go to the family house of the husband to do. That one too will create fear for you to say, if another man touches your hand unnecessarily, it's a taboo. If your another man or your friend before give you money, it's a taboo. So when we not inculcate those things in them again, it will re-echo them in their brain. So when they are going astray, they will always remember. So if we go to our traditional way or our formal way of long time searching for, not just today now they will say, because the woman they help me, or because the woman is from abroad, so anything the woman just decide, or the system over there, when the woman has a final say.
Or they've already planned it before.
Or they planned it before without seeking the idea from their parents. So if we don't go back to that idea, that system, it might continue. It might continue. This mode of divorcing all the time, this rampant separation all the time, it might continue. If we don't wait for our parents to look for it for us, or to have a final say over a relationship, it might end up counting continuously.
And above all, just add the word perfect love from God.
Yeah, I have passion to see that marriages work, because I grew up, or I am coming from a place where marriage never worked. And so I told myself my marriage will work, and I will equally help as many as I can to help their marriages to work. Valentine is over, but we're equally putting up a show this weekend. And it's just for couples. We're bringing them together, just put them in a place. And I'm taking time to instruct the women. You don't dress anyhow in that event. You dress to hypnotize your husband. Women will like to go out, we like to have memories of what, because it will further bond the home, to further bond the marriage. So women, I am saying this again, we have a lot of work to do. If our marriages must stay, we have a lot of work to do. Don't count on every mistake of your husband. That's why we are mothers. That's why we have a womb, we carry children. Don't count on every. I tell women, I say your first son is not just your first son. Your husband is your first son. The husband plays dual role. He's our first son, he's our father, he's our priest. So when you have all these things in your mind concerning your husband, you will revere your husband. You can't treat your husband anyhow.
What about the man? I'm talking about just the woman.
Of course.
Regulate our finish so that you are just cutting.
Remind her.
Our men, of course, the man is the king, and beside the king is a queen. So, and then the home become robust, and then the home become healthy. And then I want to equally say this to our women: please do everything to make sure your children revere their father.
Okay.
Don't say, oh, you see, he didn't buy me Valentine. I know what to do. Before you know, you start insinuating his children against him.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's an abomination.
Very well.
Somebody's blood that is now grown, and you are now using that blood to fight him. It can't be well with that woman, that child.
Yes.
So I want to say this, please, women will have a whole lot of work. I know you are doing much already. Please don't give up. Stand and insist that your home will not break.
Okay, this question, I can't just let you go without asking. How can one draw the strength of staying power? Where is this? Where would that strength come from? We're talking about staying power in a home, despite obstacles, the challenges. Where can I draw the strength for the staying power?
The truth is, sometimes the strength, sometimes we'll say, okay, stay in power. Husband, encourage your wife now, show her some love. Wife, submit to your husband. Sometimes it's not you. The woman is not submitting. The man is equally nowhere to be found. Where do I now draw this staying power from? My friend, draw it from within. Be determined. Tell yourself, a woman told me a few days ago that a woman told me about yesterday also, I'm about committing suicide. We have to monitor her through the night so that she does not commit suicide. And she has a newborn baby. She has little children. I said, who are you leaving these children for? My friend, look inward, look at your children and tell yourself, this home will not break. I will do my part. If you do your part, and stop using magnifying glass to look at the weakness of your husband or your wife, I tell you that home will stand.
What about the place of God? Can they
I don't expect her to say that for every married home to stand, at least must seek the place of God.
Number one, of course, it's number one. Any woman who is doing all her strength, using all her strength to make sure her home stand, and putting aside the place of God can't go far, because the real strength comes from Him. He encourages you, He strengthens you, He tells you, He fills you with optimism that listen, there can be a way out, and you'll just be amazed. He will make way, and there will be a way out.
Chief, can you?
And we have,
you have something
let me
to
add
add
before.
Okay.
We have seen even people that are not married. They've not even paid bride price on them, with all what is going on with them in the home. They still stay. You understand?
They still stay.
Because they're expecting the man to pay the
Please, let me quickly add something to it, please. Please, they still stay. But if your husband have not paid your bride price as you are listening to us, I beg you. I always say it now. A man, very aged man, came to me and said, marriage counselor, I'm in love. I said, you're in love with your wife? He said, no, I'm in love with one young girl. I'm in love. And this girl, you know what she did? This man has not paid bride price for the woman and told the woman has grown up children. The girl dragged the man and told the man, if you really love me, let's go to registry.
Yes.
He took the man to registry. And the woman is at home with her kids.
Woman power, that is power.
So please, if your husband have not paid bride price, do everything. It's not when he now tell you go and bring list, you go and bring even an net list. Because you already have children. And parents also, please, I beg you, when your daughter come and say, I'm doing everything to make my husband pay my bride price, please let mercy guide your heart as you are making the list.
But if they eat it from A, so you don't expect them to withdraw to slow it down for B.
Okay, Chief.
Yes,
yes.
If marriage must stand, it lies on the woman of the house.
That's it.
The woman must endure, persevere, whatever she encountered in the husband home. The
Aside from beating,
good. But okay, whatever. Definitely, if the man beats up the wife, endure. Complain to.
Yes,
listen, will you say because it's not you? I'm not encouraging any man to start beating the wife. Listen, I'm not encouraging any man to beat up his wife. But if it does happen, endure, because of your children, because of the future you have. Those are some of the things that make marriage to stand. Those are some of the things our parents, our mother were encountering. Yet they absorb it.
They've been beaten, even like the ones that are polygamous. You see them, maybe the woman.
Maybe the character was not good.
2 months, she's not being touched. You understand? They group them, turn by turn. The woman still stay.
They still stay. Yes.
Because of
they stay because she will have it in mind, say, one of these days it will come to my turn. You understand?
Chief,
so that their endurance makes them
Chief, concerning that beating, I want to, because
I
I don't
was gonna
know
say
why a man this
Beat
this
up,
a
yeah,
man
well.
will beat up.
Do you know, I have an issue.
Listen, why will a man beat a woman? The character of the woman will make the man to beat the woman. Just have it in mind.
Does the man beat other men outside because of their character too?
No, you are taking it a different level.
No.
Well, there is no home. Whether you are a religional master, a pastor, or whatever it is, one of these days something must happen. Hey, I will smash you. You know, something comes up like that. You cannot just because of that, because my husband touches me, then I want to just run away because it's not advisable to me. Very correct. The character of the woman, assuming the woman now made some mistakes, and immediately went on her knees, say, honey, I'm very, very sorry, I made a mistake. Sorry. There's no man that will move further to beat up her wife. Just have that in mind. It is the woman's character that invite the beating. So if it does, it's not a yardstick for you to pack out of the house.
They are naturally, they like.
They are naturally, yes, good.
Yes, they're beating their wives.
They are Mike Tyson.
One of the things that causes that, if you are not, that is, if the love is not natural.
Okay.
Because somebody you really seek for, you admire that woman, definitely the advantage you saw in that woman must be more than the disadvantage in that woman. So if it happens that way, before you start smashing on that woman, it will be very, very difficult.
Okay.
Because every of the moment you will be seeing the advantage, the good thing you saw in that woman, every moment.
All right. The discussion is like almost going to waste. We thought we were wrapping it up, but the discussion like diverted a bit. And concerning this wife battering, Pastor Rich Rospain, I want you to say something, because most women are going through that a lot.
Oh my God.
And when you do that and you keep doing it,
oh my God, you know. I'm not trying to puncture what Chief have said. Chief made a very strong point, and it's true. When a woman has good character, you will not have any reason to be beaten. But I want to say this to our men. You need to see my phone. You need to see my very close friends, women whom the husband almost blew her eyes out, see blood and all of that. So we concluded in one meeting that the men that beat their wife and bleed them, you bleed your wife. They are not men, they are men. So, I know you're not mad. So please, women are fragile. I beg you, don't beat her. Women, please let your character be up. You can't revive a man, respect a man. You know, all these men, when they actually went through, the man said, my wife does not take me to be anything. So, and then but the result should not, because if you beat her with anger, you may just kill her.
Yes,
you may just kill her. Please, there are way out. There are way out.
All right, okay. They should be self-control. Yes. Because if you follow the words of women, if you want to, the way she will talk to you, you will keep beating and then one day you will end up in the cell or jail. So you just have to be careful. If your wife talks a lot and is saying things that will provoke you, just have the self-control. A man should have self-control. Do you agree with me?
I agree.
That's self-control.
That's why some men, if you see that it's getting worse in the house, the man will just walk away.
That's why our fathers.
And those men will commend you. Those men that like they keep to themselves.
And the women too. You stop talking. Stop talking.
And we shouldn't forget that some women beat their husband.
Yes,
when they will tie your cloth with your neck, be dragging you up and down.
So women,
will be forced to talk.
All we are saying on this program, please, let's have control in our homes. Let's be disciplined. Let's stay in power despite the challenges you're going through. Maybe health challenges. Some people are going through health challenges. Just persevere and always draw strength from God above. Is the final say. Just have draw that strength.
Look at the
I believe you
love
have
of God.
a perfect song. We'll be talking about the staying power, and we have Pastor Rich Rospain talking to us. Once again, thank you, Madam, for your thoughts.
My pleasure.
And then we have Chief Gaius Aegbogun, the Obawase of Benin City or Kingdom.
Benin Kingdom.
Benin Kingdom. Okay.
City,
all right.
Kingdom.
Yeah, AKA
Onyanya. Thank you very much for watching
Once
us.
again, thank you for
beautiful.
your thoughts. We'll call you again and
Okay.
again. Daybreak continues after this time at Please Stand Go.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must